What if I told you there's a civilization on Earth that outnumbers humanity by 1.5 million times? What if I told you they practice agriculture, raise livestock, have a complex social hierarchy, teach their young, care for their elderly, and even bury their dead? No, this isn't science fiction. This isn't about aliens. This is about a species that survived the dinosaurs, built empires while humans were still figuring out fire, and continues to thrive in almost every corner of our planet. Reveal, I'm talking about ants. Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of these incredible creatures, how they outnumber us, how they've built a society eerily similar to human civilization, and the shocking ways they can turn into zombies. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at ants the same way again. Let's talk about the sheer scale of the ant population. Currently, scientists have identified 14,218 species of ants, and this doesn't even include the 1,758 subspecies. But here's where it gets crazy. The estimated total population of ants on Earth? 10 quadrillion individuals. Let me write that down for you. 10 quadrillion. To put this in perspective, if you tried to count all these ants, counting one ant per second, it would take you 317 million years to finish. And their total biomass? Tens of billions of kilograms. Here's something even more interesting. 2,000 years ago, the total weight of all ants on Earth exceeded the total weight of all humans. Think about that for a moment. These creatures live on every continent except Antarctica. From the hottest deserts to tropical rainforests, from your backyard to the depths of jungles. But where did they come from? To give you context, this was during the age of dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurus rex appeared around 68 million years ago. This means ants are older than T-Rex. Now here's an interesting fact that might surprise you. While ants look similar to termites, they're not related at all. Termites are actually related to cockroaches. Ants, on the other hand, belong to the order Hymenoptera, which means membrane wing in Latin. Ants vary dramatically in size. The smallest species measure just 2 millimeters in length. The largest can be several centimeters long. But the record holder? The extinct genus Formicium. Fossil remains show females were 7 centimeters long with a wingspan greater than 15 centimeters. Imagine encountering that in your kitchen. Now friends, this is where things get really interesting. You might wonder if you see ants crawling around, are they male or female? The answer is neither. Well, technically they're female, but with an underdeveloped reproductive system making them essentially asexual. These are the worker ants. So who reproduces? In ant society, reproduction is a privilege, an honor reserved for a select few. And it has nothing to do with being stronger or fitter. This privilege is determined at birth. Let me describe the most dramatic event in ant reproduction, the wedding flight. When spring arrives, winged females and males leave their nests for this special event. It's the only time in their lives they use their wings.
Female ants often climb tall plants and use them as launching pads. Males take flight directly from the ground.
And then mating happens mid-air in full flight. But here's where the romance ends and tragedy begins. After mating, the male's life purpose is fulfilled. he soon dies. And the female? After landing, she does something shocking. She tears off her own wings. Why? Because she'll never fly again. She's fertilized once, and that's enough for her entire lifetime, which can be 12 to 20 years. She then searches for a place to establish a new colony, carrying enough genetic material to fertilize eggs for decades. Worker ants, by contrast, live less than 5 years. But wait, there's more. Some ant species have evolved beyond traditional reproduction. Meet Mycoseparous smithy ants that reproduce through cloning. When scientists discovered colonies in the Amazon basin, they were shocked. Every single ant was female. Every single ant was an exact genetic copy of the queen. DNA analysis revealed the queen's reproductive organ had completely lost its function. The species had evolved to reproduce through parthenogenesis, reproduction without fertilization. 90% of specimens collected across Central and South America turned out to be clones. But here's the problem. Without genetic diversity, this species is extremely vulnerable to diseases and environmental changes. It could lead to their extinction. Though, considering ants survived the dinosaurs, I wouldn't bet against them. Now let me explain why I call ants a civilization. In terms of social structure, ants are the closest to humans on Earth, and I'm not exaggerating. Every ant colony has a strict hierarchy. At the top, the queen, founder of the colony, and egg layer. She's surrounded by a retinue of 10-12 worker ants who feed her and care for her needs. Usually, the youngest ants do this job. It's like a social internship. Every ant in the nest must go through this training period for about a month. These apprentices take care of the queen, the eggs, and the larvae. Next level. Adult ants patrol the colony's territory and search for food. When an ant finds food, it brings it to the authorities who decide how to distribute it throughout the nest. But here's something amazing. The colony also runs on information. The queen releases special pheromones, chemical signals containing information about her health. Ants in her entourage lick this substance, carry it in a special pouch, and pass it to others one by one. In this way, all members are connected to an information network, like a small-scale ant social media. Now, education in ant society is fascinating. Ants can learn interactively, meaning they learn from others' experiences, not just their own mistakes. This is extraordinary in insects. The most experienced hunter-gatherer teaches younger ants how to attack, sting, and kill prey. They transfer skills to the younger generation through demonstration. And their memory? Incredible! Active foragers can perfectly remember their territory and the path back to the nest. In experiments, when scientists created complex mazes, ants eventually found their way through. And here's the amazing part. They remembered the maze route for at least 4 days, even if bad weather prevented them from traveling during that time. With thousands of ants in a colony, how do they communicate effectively? Ants don't have ears like humans. Instead, they detect vibrations using special sensors on their knees and legs. Some ants make sounds through stridulation, a chirping noise produced by rubbing their body segments together. They use these sounds to communicate within the colony and even with other species. But the main communication method? Smell. Ants leave pheromone trails on surfaces that other ants easily pick up. When a forager finds food, it marks the trail on its way back. Other ants follow this trail and reinforce it with their own pheromones when returning with food. When the food source is depleted, returning ants stop leaving the scent and it slowly dissipates. Friends, now prepare to have your mind blown. Ants don't just gather food. Many species practice agriculture. This is so widespread that scientists have actually classified ant farming. 80 species practice primitive farming. 34 species cultivate coral fungi. 18 species feed on yeast. And 63 species have mastered the art of growing mushrooms. Let me give you an example. Leafcutter ants. These ants run entire mushroom plantations. They cut leaves, bring them back to the colony, and chop them into tiny pieces to use as fertilizer for their fungi. Even in agriculture, ants maintain specialization. Large workers cut the stems. Medium-sized workers chew leaves into pieces. Small workers plant them. Friends, so far we've seen how amazing ants are, but their sophisticated system has a fatal flaw. Let me show you something called the ant death spiral or circle of death. Look at this footage. What do you see? Thousands of ants moving in a circular pattern. Are they celebrating, performing a ritual? No, they're dying. Here's what happens. Remember those pheromone trails? While they've developed over millions of years, the system can play a cruel joke. If a group of ants make several turns in the same direction, they can encounter their own scent from a minute ago. They follow it, make the same turn, return to the same spot, and the cycle repeats. The most frustrating part: by following their own trail, they keep secreting pheromones, reinforcing this deadly loop. They become more and more confident they're on the right track. Other ants join, having no idea what caused this procession. The outcome? Thousands die from exhaustion in this deadly dance. Historical record. The largest death circle ever observed was in 1921 in Guyana by American traveler William Beebe. The circle was 365 meters wide, and the destructive march lasted 2 entire days. Such spirals can happen to almost all ant species. It's an ingrained behavior pattern, a fatal bug in their otherwise brilliant system. Only external intervention can save them. Chilling, isn't it? Friends, if you thought the death spiral was dark, wait until you hear about this. Ants can turn into zombies. I'm not joking. Cordyceps fungus introduction. Meet Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, a parasitic fungus that creates real-life zombies. If ants could have nightmares, this would be their worst one. Step-by-step infection animation. Here's how this horror unfolds. Step 1. Ant gets infected with fungal spores. Step 2. The spores germinate inside the ant's body, slowly taking control of its behavior. The fungus simultaneously attacks multiple functions. It disrupts the ant's daily routine by interfering with circadian rhythm genes. It affects the ant's sense of smell, its primary communication channel. Step 3. The infected ant loses contact with the colony. It moves away and never returns. Step 4. The fungus now fully controls the ant, searching for optimal conditions to mature a cool, damp spot. Step 5. The fungus forces the ant to climb a plant and bite down on a leaf. Once it bites, the ant cannot release because the fungus has blocked its muscle function. Final stage. Step 6. The fungus continues growing inside until it pierces through the ant's head and releases new spores to infect other ants. This entire process takes approximately 10 painful days. And the most horrifying part? The ant is alive for most of this time. Scientific revelation. For years, scientists called it a brain parasite. But a 2021 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences revealed something even more disturbing.
The ant's brain remains intact.
The fungus doesn't control the brain. Instead, its mycelium enters muscle fibers throughout the body. The infected ant becomes an exoskeleton, a vehicle for the fungus, while cellular tissues are gradually replaced. The ant and fungus become a single being, like a puppeteer controlling a puppet. The fungus pulls the strings, and the ant has no chance of escape. A real nightmare, friends. Friends, despite all these vulnerabilities, the death spirals, the zombie fungi, the challenges they face, ants have thrived for over 100 million years. They've built a civilization that rivals our own in complexity. Strict social hierarchy, division of labor and professions, education systems, agriculture and livestock farming, communication networks, care for young and elderly, funeral practices. They outnumber us by 1.5 million times. Their total biomass once exceeded all of humanity. They live on almost every corner of this planet. Looking at ant society, we see a mirror of our own civilization. The similarities are striking, even though we evolved completely independently. It makes you wonder, what is it about social organization, hierarchy, and cooperation that leads to such success? Whether you're a mammal or an insect, these principles seem universal for building a thriving civilization. And here's a thought. If ants have achieved all this with their tiny brains and chemical communication, what might they accomplish in another 100 million years? Could they develop even more sophisticated technologies, more complex social structures? We can only imagine. Friends, I hope this video changed the way you look at these incredible creatures. The next time you see an ant carrying a crumb across your floor, remember you're looking at a member of Earth's most successful civilization, one that has thrived longer than almost any other species on this planet. If you found this video interesting, please like and share it with your friends. It helps the channel grow and allows me to make more such content. Subscribe if you haven't already and press the bell icon for notifications. Do let me know in the comments what surprised you most about ants. The agriculture, the zombie fungus, or something else. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.